stay down, I get up. I'll go 12 rounds before I give up. Heavy is the crown, but I will not put it down. Word around this town, my time is now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody come on in. It is time for the Own Your Now show. And guess what? It is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. So everybody come on in, grab a cup and tell a friend. It is time for us to sip it up. Good morning. I am your host, Tracie B McGee, also known as Divine T.
And good morning. I am your co-host, Yolanda Langford. Call me Lady Yo.
Lady Yo. Good morning, Lady Yo. How are you? How are you feeling today?
You know what? I'm getting it together. Tuesday tried to come in a little sideways on me, but I am getting it together. You know what? And since I see you, that calms my world all the way down.
That's right. You know what? We calm each other down. That's what today is all about. I see that Robert is in with us. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Jan. I'm so excited about today. You all know that we are being sponsored today by preparestl, and they're all about making sure that we take care of our community, aren't they?
Preparestl is where St. Louisans are being helped to prepare and prevail. They are an awesome organization. And as we talked about it yesterday, they have some fantastic things coming up to help us prepare and prevail.
That's right. That's right. You know what? We got to prepare for today. I need to ask you what's in your cup because I see everybody sipping it up. Alex has already told us that he is sipping on some caramel and vanilla latte. And of course, we got Jan drinking her hazelnut coffee. What are you sipping on today, Lady O?
Well, Tracie, it started out black, but I needed just a tad bit of creamer. And of course, we're still doing the no sugar thing, bikini season.
Yes. Speaking of bikini season, y'all, we got Lisa Greening in the house. She's in Florida, but she says she's going to tap in and talk to us all about turning the pages STL. I see that Robert says he ain't thinking about no bikinis. Robert is drinking some Opal White's milk and a slice of pound cake. I see you, Robert. I bet you that pound cake is really, really good. Mike says he missed us. We missed you too. Glad to see you back. Owners, what are y'all sipping on? Look. Guess what? Laura Jean Love is sipping on lemonade. Guess what I got in my cup?
Can I guess that it is lemonade?
I want to say a lemonade with a shot of pineapple juice. I'm mixing it, Laura. I have lemonade with pineapple. And of course, you know that I'm a part of the Believe Project. So I have Believe on the front of my cup. That's what it's all about. But you know what? My word for today is chapter. I think that it's important for us to realize that everybody who loves to read and loves to write, that we all could be like the owner of our own book. So my question for today is, if you were to write a book, everybody in the chat, what would be the title of your life story? I feel like Gladys Knight or something like that. What would be the title of your life story? Everybody put that in the chat. What would be the title of your life story, Lady O?
Oh my goodness. So everyone knows I'm a farmer's daughter. My life story, the book would be called Back in the Saddle Again.
Woo! Back in the saddle again. Do you ride horses?
I absolutely can. I can saddle a horse. I can ride a horse. I don't like to ride bareback though. I like to use a saddle. But yeah, back in the saddle again because, we all go through some changes in life. And sometimes, everyone who's ever ridden a horse, sometimes you fall off the horse.
Yes,
Sometimes
you
you fall off the horse,
but
but
you
you
got to
get
get
back
back.
on and you get back in the saddle and you can ride off into the sunset. So that's where
Yes,
I'm
you
at,
can.
back in the
Yes, you
saddle
can.
again.
I love it. I love it. Look, Vanessa said that her title will be called Winning. I love that. Alex said Undeniable. I love that one word chapter. And Bernice says that her title will be Through It All, I Kept Swimming. Yes, Bernice, I'm loving it. Laura said Renewing Myself.
Hey, our owners, sounds like some of them may be writing books.
They might be writing books. Wait a minute. I love this one. Robert says, call me Mr. Jackson. I hear
Oh, Robert,
you.
I want to scream. I love it. Hey, Mr. Jackson. Hey, Mr. Jackson. Well, Tracie, while you're popping everyone else up, I know you've written over 6 books. If you had to write your book about yourself, what would the book be
Wow.
called?
Well, you know what? Of course, it would be called I Define Me because I define me all day, every day, 365. I love it. Gwen says, Still I Rise. And Terry says, Unbroken. I think we all should just take chapters and we should write an owner's book and everybody puts a chapter in.
Oh
Oh, did
my
somebody ever
goodness.
help us with that? That would be
That
so
would be a
cool.
winner because I love including the stories of our owners. When we go out and we see our owners, you could just feel their spirits. You could just see who they are. And I'm telling you what, they have a lot to offer.
They really do. They really do. Well, I'm going to tell you all, we have a lot to offer today. We will definitely make sure that you all find out what it takes to make sure that we take care of our youth when it comes to writing, because we do have Lisa Greening in the house today. But before we get started on any of that, you all know what we have to do, y'all. We have to center ourselves and take care of ourselves. And we do that with our song of the day, which is by Lady Bree, and it's called Best Self. Everybody put Best Self in the chat as we take some time to take some deep breaths and center ourselves. Are you ready, Lady O?
Yes, ma'am. I need some centering.
And I love the skin I'm in, every shape, every inch, no doubt there's power deep within, yeah. Beauty ain't a color, ain't a number, ain't an age, nah. Beauty comes in every size and every shade, yeah. I'm perfect just the way I'm made, yeah. Whoa, whoa, I'ma be my best self. I'm loving who I be, I'ma be my best self.
All right, we'll start with that left arm. Let's go slowly.
Self-help, self-care, self-help, self-work, self-aware, my best self. Loving every part of me, I'ma be my best self.
I see you, Yolanda.
My best self.
Let's go, right arm.
Confident, no limit, owning it. Look in the mirror and all I see is love. And take it one step at a time, cause
Oh my goodness, y'all. Both arms.
Beauty's holding my head up with grace. I thank God for the way
I don't know, you all can't see this.
I'ma be my best.
Center yourselves.
I'm loving who I be. I'ma be my best self. My best self. There's no one else like me.
Reach out to a friend.
Self-help, self-care, self-care, self-healing, self-work, self-aware.
I see you, Lisa.
My best self. Loving every part of me.
All right, we gotta
I'ma be my best self.
bring it in. Take care of yourself. Hug yourself. Woo! Yes, y'all. I see you, Shameem.
Hold on. Let me tell you, that's the first time I've heard her say, I'm a B, I'm a B, I'm a B. I like
Yes.
that.
I'm going to be my best self. You know, that's all you got is you. You got to start with yourself. You know, Robert says centering myself, hugging yourself, loving on yourself. That's where it starts. It literally, that's where it starts. I absolutely love that song. I think for me, it's all about saying, you know, every day, like she said, I'm going to start over every day because we take care of our families, you know, we are work, we're doing so many different things. And speaking of that, Shameem will be with us tomorrow, y'all. But we have to remember self-love comes first.
Self-love. That's
So,
where it's at. But you know what I always have to remember? Birthdays.
birthdays. Okay. That's right. I know
Birthdays.
we got plenty of them. Tell us, who do we shout out today?
Today I am shouting out our very own supermodel. She is from St. Louis, Missouri, Madison Bradley. She is graced of all the major magazines. Estee, she's been on the ads of Estee Lauder, Polo. She is our very own supermodel. So happy birthday, Madison. We have Merle Luttrell all the way from California. He's celebrating his birthday. June Gaither is celebrating a birthday, and also Miss Suzette Titus. She is celebrating a birthday all the way out in California. She is a philanthropist, and she definitely does the work in her community. Now, you know, I have some vibrant vibes. Today, my vibrant vibe goes out to Peronia and Rodney Davis's daughter. Her name is Taylor Davis. She just became a contestant in the Miss USA pageant. Congratulations to the entire family. We know you will go far. You know, and just in case they're watching, happy birthday, Nicole Swinganger. You know, she was with the Pussycat Dolls.
Wow, congratulations. Happy birthday. I wonder how old she is. That was a
I don't know. You know, she was with the Pussycat Dolls, and she's the judge on is it called the Masked Singer?
wow, wow. You know,
Yes.
I've watched that show a couple of times. I get so anxious. It's like, I want to know right away. I want to know.
I know. It's funny because sometimes you hear the voice and you kind of can match it up, but sometimes they really are disguised. And then sometimes you're surprised that some people can actually sing. But I have one more. Happy birthday, Charlemagne the God.
Charlemagne the God. All right, now, you know, we have our DJ celebrations and all of those people that are out there in DJ land. Charlemagne the God, y'all. Did you know that his name is Leonard Larry McKelvey? I always wonder like what their personality, what their real names. Yes.
Shut the front door. Leonard
Larry McKelvey. That's right.
Larry. Happy birthday, Larry McKelvey.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Awesome. Charlemagne the God. Y'all tell him we said happy birthday because that's what it's all about.
Well, they don't have to tell him because I know he's listening.
You know he's listening. That's right. If you all have birthday shout outs, please let everybody know because let Lady O know. All you got to do is inbox her. Let her know because she will shout you out.
Absolutely. And you know, everyone loves hearing their name said aloud. So you know what? If you turn in someone's name, they're going to think you're the bomb. You don't even have to buy a present. Long as you let their name be heard over the airways.
You know, I told you, I feel like I'm on Romper Room when I was a little girl and I was just waiting for them to say my name. And so now we can say everybody's name, but we also have a vibrant vibe. Robert, our owner, said, shout out to Vanderbilt baseball. First game from winning the College World Series every single day.
One game. And
yes.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Robert is my personal sportscaster. He keeps me abreast. He sent me an inbox last night that they won. And a little birdie told me, Christian Little may start today. That is our owner, Terry Little's 17-year-old son. And let me tell you something, he will be setting history if he starts today. So everyone, let's go and give Vanderbilt some vibrant vibes for a win today. And I always include this when I talk about athletes, and that they have a healthy game.
That's right. That's right. Every single time. Well, you know what? We're shouting out our vibrant vibe guest of the day, Lisa Greening. Yes. Everybody put in the chat. You know, we're talking about turning the pages, STL. Books, y'all. Talking about books. Everybody, I want you all to put, what was your first book that you read when you were a little kid? That book that spoke to you when you were little. As we introduce our vibrant vibe guest of the day, Lisa Greening.
I love it. You know what? My first book, I believe that I can recall, was Charlotte's Web. And, you know, I liked it because it was on a farm.
On a farm. All right.
What was the first book you remember?
You know, I feel like I was born in the library. Literally, my mom worked. She literally went to school in the Cabrini Branch Library to get her GED, and she was pregnant then, and so I was birthed like really reading books. But my first book that I remember, I can't remember all the books when I was really, really small, but I do remember when Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. That one by Judy Blume. I read all of Judy Blume's, all of her books. But let's bring up Lisa Greening. She's a St. Louisan, dedicated her life to bringing the joy and the power of reading to the community. a native, Lisa Greening was the co-owner of Left Bank Books. Y'all remember Left Bank Books? I do. The executive director of Ready Readers for 10 years. And last year, she started a chapter of the national campaign for grade level reading in St. Louis. It's called Turn the Page STL. Everybody say good morning to our Vibrant Vibe guest of the day, Lisa Greening. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And look at that sunshine in her background. That is awesome. Well, you are up joining us from Florida. We know you are our very own St. Louisan, but tell us, what do you have in your cup? What gets you started in the morning?
Well, as the new chapter of the National Campaign for Grade Level Reading in St. Louis, I have my own cup. It's the first one. Turn the Page STL. When STL families read, our community succeeds.
I love that.
I like that. When STL families read, our communities succeed. And girl, you know what? I'm not going to let you get away with not telling everybody, look at her t-shirt. She has her I Define Me t-shirt on.
Yay! Thank you, Tracie.
You know what? We are all community and we're defining the movement. That's what really speaks to me the most is literacy. Talk to us, Lisa. You know, turn the page stl.org. Tell us why. Why is being literate so important?
Literacy is a social justice issue. How do you keep people down? How do you keep people unempowered in politics, unempowered in the workforce, unempowered as a mother, as a father? You keep people illiterate. I mean, that's our history.
Yes,
kept women illiterate. We kept African Americans illiterate. And we are continuing. This is the tragedy of it all. We are continuing to keep our community illiterate. And we have got to break that.
Yes, we do. So we're talking about, go ahead.
No, when I hear people who are passionate about something, I always know they have to have someone in their life who was like a champion. So who was your literacy champion, your literacy influencer?
I think it was my grandmother. I know it was my grandmother. And I just remember being on her lap, the way she smelled. She smelled so good. And she read to me when I was 3 or 4 or 5, all the Nancy Drew books.
Yes. Mysteries.
And so, that's my memory. And I read all the Judy Blume books too. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Well, the one thing that I think about when I'm thinking about Turn the Page STL, the importance of making sure that we pour into our youth. We talk about those 3 things: increasing kindergarten readiness, access to summer learning, and increasing student attendance. Tell us about why it's so important that the Turn the Page is in alignment with that national campaign.
Right. So decades of research out of the Annie E. Casey Foundation in Washington, D.C. said that there were 3 major factors of why our children are not reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade. And that's a key point because children learn how to read up through 3rd grade. And then after that, teachers expect them to read to learn. And if they don't have those fundamental decoding and comprehension skills, the statistics just plummet. We can determine high school graduation rates based on 3rd grade reading proficiency scores. So what are those factors? And the major factors are our kids aren't coming to kindergarten ready. And what does that mean? It means that in the family or in the preschool setting, we have to flood children with words.
Yes.
Flood them with words. And a lot of the rich words can come from literature. Once upon a time, we don't usually say that in our speaking vocabulary. So it's flooding those children with words, getting those synapses really strong and vibrant around language. And
I'm thinking about this because I have a 2-year-old grandson, and literally we have Amir's book chest. and he goes and grabs the books. And those are the first things, those sight words and things that you see for them on a regular basis. You could tell a lot about a child's home and environment when you walk in and you see that bookshelf.
Absolutely. And they talk about how if a child is, they can do all this brain research right now. So they can see a child's brain synapses firing when they're sitting by themselves. And then you'll see a child being picked up and you'll see it firing faster and faster. And then you bring out a book, it goes even faster.
Yes.
So, and it's a wonderful time to spend with your child. And many children are going to last 10 seconds on your lap. You know, I have 2 boys.
Yes, yes.
They just did not sit. Just keep going. They will come back to you and routine. Also, I think it's paramount for us to advocate for quality early childhood. We cannot expect our moms and dads to work full time without quality childcare. And it's an unfortunate thing with America right now.
Yes, it is.
Now, you know, we talk about the crisis of literacy. Talk to us specifically about the crisis in St. Louis.
The crisis in St. Louis is stark. And it is close to about 15 to 20% of our kids can only pass the 3rd grade reading proficiency exam. So that means 85% of our kids cannot pass. I didn't say do well. I said pass the 3rd grade reading proficiency scores. And because St. Louis is so racially segregated and racially inequitable, it hurts our Black and brown kids much, much more.
Right.
Forward Through Ferguson came out with that report 6 months ago, Separate but Still Unequal.
Right.
Our schools are more segregated now than before Brown versus Board of Education.
Right. We've got to do better, and I think that's what Turn the Page does. I look at all of the work that you're doing in the community. We literally met you with Love for Literacy with Kelly Bird out there giving out books to our youth so that they could have their summer packets. I love being a part of summer reading programs. I literally read to my children in the womb, but I also know that there's value here in making sure that they have access to the community and the calendars. Tell us about where they can find out about the different resources in the community, what's going on, and where they can access books throughout the summer.
Great question. So right now we're building that. We're brand new. We're building that site. Yeah. But remember, there's the public libraries. Yeah, there we go. There's the public libraries, which are important, but also think of the rich museums that we have in St. Louis, and almost all of them are free. It's engaging your child. Also, there's amazing summer camp programs. And if you're looking still for a summer camp program, go to Blueprint for Summer STL.
Yes.
Whatever your child is interested in, right? If they're interested in dance, right? You can put in dance and their age and where you want to go, how much you can pay, and it comes up with that. Kids need to be active in the summer. They do not need to be in front of the television.
They have to be active. I feel
That's
you.
right.
You know, that's so important. We make sure that our kids get into these different summer programs, but there's something about dropping everything and reading and just cuddling up and reading a good book in a cool space. Robert, one of our owners, says, my mom read a newspaper every day of her life, and me and my sister were always surrounded around periodicals and books. Key. That's it.
Oh, also, this is an interesting statistic. Children who read have mothers who read. And I'm not saying, but children do what they see, not what they're told.
So it's so important as parents that our kids see us reading and that we encourage them to read. And I'll say this for me, I think I've told this story before. My aunt, when I was 4 years old, lived in Mexico, in New Mexico, and she would write letters to me, but I would have to give them to my mother so she could read them to me. And I would just get on the phone with my aunt and said, she read our secret. And you know what my aunt said? Then you need to learn to read.
That's so
And
important.
at
Purpose.
4 years old, I could read. When I went to kindergarten, I was a proficient reader. And so it's so important. If you are aunt, if you are a sister, cousin, friend, take the time to read with the child every week. I mean, it could be just something simple. And I'm telling you, the art of writing a letter,
Yes,
the
beautiful.
art of writing a letter is a good way to engage a child in reading. Get you
That's
some
where it all
stamps.
starts. That's where it all starts. Alicia is on here. She's like, yes, there's something about quality child care facilities that literally focus on literacy. And I think that's where we need to start. And that's where we need to continue to turn the page. Tell everybody, Lisa, how can they reach you if they want to be a part of this campaign? Because I know I love showing up and making sure that our kids have journals in their hands. I've been writing and reading forever, and I absolutely love what you're doing.
I want to just say one thing. I love the Pen Pal program, that idea that you would have somebody in your life writing you letters. That's amazing. Also, I loved at the beginning of your podcast about everybody here writing their chapter.
Yeah.
We need kids need mentors. Kids need to read their stories. And there's not enough of those stories out there. But you can reach me at lisa.greening@turnthepagestl.org.
That's it. That's it. I think that there's something that you said there, and we talk about this all the time, the importance of culturally relevant materials. We have to see books that look like us. One of the things that I've always created is the journals. I have tons of journals, but the stories are something that we relate to. And I think that oftentimes people take that for granted, but it's something to see books that look like me. There's something to say for my grandson, books and stories that look like them. And so we have to be intentional about what that looks like. Visit all of our local bookstores, our libraries, like she said, our museums. But most importantly, like, you can tell your story to your children. My grandparents used to tell stories over and over again.
And that art of storytelling is lost.
Yes.
And
yes.
it is rich. And and those stories are so important.
It's history. It's history. Well, we do have one more question that we have to ask of you, don't we, Lady O?
Yes, ma'am. First, I want to say thank you so much for what you are doing. You are changing, you are arming our kids so that they can be on that battlefield and be successful. I mean, and like you said, it starts when they're very young. But we have to ask you, what is your affirmation word? What is that one word that means something to Lisa Green? And I know you have a lot because you read a lot, but what is that one word?
I'm going to shock you guys. Optimism. I am optimistic. We have to be. We have to be.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Because arming those children, I love that. Because there's a lot of battles ahead of us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A lot.
But I think that you said it's key to us to start together. That's what this new chapter is going to look like. So we thank you so much. Enjoy your time in Florida, and we'll see you come back. We're going to keep writing those chapters, but thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Look. That's what we have to be optimistic, y'all. We have to make sure that we rewrite these chapters so that all of our kids, this is what equity looks like. This is truly what it looks like when we can come together and everybody pick up a book and be able to read. You know what? It's time for everybody else to drop their affirmation words in. Lady O, what are you thinking? What is your affirmation word for today?
My affirmation word for today, because you made me think about my book, what the name of my book would be. And if it wasn't for love, my title would be different. The chapters would be different. So for me, my affirmation word is love. The love of people in my life helped me to be able to turn the page. I didn't get stuck on the hard word or the hard thing. I was able to just go through, and when I couldn't they helped me get through that word so I can get through the paragraph, so I can get to the next page. I can get through the chapter, and I can go down my journey. So love is my affirmation word of the
I
day.
love it. I love it. I think that that does speak to family and friends when they support you regardless. That's what unconditional love looks like. One of the things that Lisa talked about is access. I know that for me, I used to have books everywhere. I would have the books in our living room, in our family room. I have literally books all over the house, bookshelves in every room. I worked for parents as teachers, and I worked for a program called Even Start, where we made sure that teen moms focused on literacy and getting their GED. And that's so important to me. It means everything to me because that was the foundation of me and my mom. But I tell you another thing. The library was my safe space. When I got off a bus, and we lived in various areas where you had to catch the bus, like she said, DSEG programs far away from home, but they dropped me off at the library, and I went in and I met with the librarians, and I had a space there that was just for me. I felt like all those books, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, all of them. So I love, love, love books. But you know what? The other place that I read books in the most is in the bathroom. We even have books in the bathroom. Okay, y'all. I know that's a little TMI, as my grandmama would say, but you know what? Put the books all over the house because my grandbaby reads them all over, even in the bathroom. Look,
You know what,
Tracy
Tracy?
said
That's so
mine as
true.
well.
That's so true, Tracy. I have seen several videos of your hubby bear and Amir reading, and it is a beautiful thing because when your husband's reading, you can see the excitement in his eyes, and you can hear him trying to repeat what he's saying. So, that is so important, and it can be anyone in your family. Like I said, find a child and write a letter. I'm going to challenge. I'm going to do the write the letter challenge to everyone right now.
That's
Find
right.
one child and write them, not, it doesn't have to be long. Write them a letter, address it to them. Because that's the exciting part, to be able to read your name on a letter.
Yeah.
Write a letter to a child. And I want you to come back in a couple of weeks and tell me how they received it. So I am instituting a write a letter
Letter challenge.
challenge.
I love it. You know what? And then write it to a college student and mail it off because it's something about getting something in the mail. It really is.
Yes.
So it's time for our Own Your Now show. Flow, you all know how we go. It's all about us being optimistic today and making sure that optimism drives us to the next level. We got to love our books and realize that when we are able to listen to a story and also be the storyteller, then we can create new chapters in our lives for ourselves and one another. But the other thing is it allows us to push onward to see what does this joy look like when a kid opens up this book and begins to turn these pages and be armed with peace of saying, yes, I read this. I know these words. And it's so informative. That's what this is all about. Information is power, but we have to have faith in that vision. So I hope you all do to start to write these letters and make sure that you send them out. Take the challenge, like Lady O said. Have faith in all the things that we're doing together. That's what this is about. Again, we are definitely being sponsored today by preparestl. Make sure that you go over and visit their website and find out about the programs that they have coming up in July. It's going to be a great festival, and we all will be a part of that. And if you all decide, you know what? I think I want to go outside. Looks like it's not raining today, Lady O. Literally
Woo!
not. And so if that's the case, then guess what, y'all? You can wear your mask or not. It's your choice. But if you decide, I think that I want to stay inside and I'm just going to, shelter in place, then grab your cups and keep sipping, shelter in place. And we'll see you all tomorrow, same time and same space on the Own Your Now show. Bye-bye, everybody.